pleased to be joined by Jasmine Jasudavicius, who is getting ready to fight November 30th against Christina Ricker at BTC. Hey, Jasmine, how are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
Really good. Thank you for the time. Now, I do understand you're up in Canada. I made it a point to wear my George St. Pierre Roots of
I
Fight
love it.
today. So, whereabouts in Canada are you?
I'm in Ontario, well, St. Catharines. So it's like um, less than 10 minutes from Niagara Falls, like
Oh,
the venue where I'm fighting.
very nice. How cold is it up there?
Pretty cold. It's -2 right now.
Oh wow. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm up in Maine, so far northern New England, and it's about like 25 degrees right now. So I was complaining, but I'll stop now once I hear you're. Now, let's talk a little bit about, I guess, this camp. The fight is right around the corner. It's going to be here before you know it. Obviously, every camp has its bumps and bruises, but overall, how healthy are you feeling, and what's your weight at right now?
My weight's good. I normally I'm fighting at 115 pounds, but this fight is at 125. So I mean, it's like not a huge cut for me, and so it's nice like having full meals and everything. It's great. The
What do
camp's
you?
going really well. Feel strong.
That's great to hear. It might not be so good for your opponent, Christina, but we'll see come fight night. What do you normally walk around at? How much weight do you have to cut to get down to 115?
Depends on where I kind of get caught before deciding on fighting. If I'm like coming off of a fight and I enjoyed myself for a bit too long, then I'll be a bit heavier. But um, I mean, normally like 135, maybe a little less, 130.
As your career unfolds, do you anticipate maybe going up in weight classes, or do you feel like you hold a significant advantage to make that weight cut, get down to 115?
I'm down. Like as long as the matchup is good, I'll fight either one. Doesn't really matter. I like going to 115. It's like a little bit more challenging, but I obviously the advantage of being that much bigger is nice. But either way, whatever.
It's interesting you say that because your last fight, you were up in my neck of the woods. You fought Kylie O'Hearn at Cage Titans. She's a bigger girl. She's fought at heavier weight classes, and you
Yeah.
didn't shy away from the challenge. You went right into hostile territory and beat her via unanimous decision. First off, tip of the cap to you because she's a tough girl, and that's a big win.
Yeah.
What was your game plan heading into that fight? Because I know there's plenty of tape out there on her.
Um, I'll say I don't even really remember what the game plan was. Uh, Even like preparing for this one, so I kind of forget about the last one. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries. But she definitely was a tough girl. Was there anything that surprised you inside the cage, or did you feel pretty much in control throughout the duration of the fight?
No, she was tough, and like stylistically, I feel like we're both kind of prone to move forward and try to impose our will. So it was quite the matchup because we were both trying to do that the entire time. But it was an awesome fight. I mean, I can't speak highly enough of her.
Do you feel like maybe you learned something about yourself in that fight going against such a tough opponent?
Well, I learned that I could dig deep and come out with the win, which is nice. I like when I'm in camp and everything, I'm always trying to put in like that last little bit, that last little extra work, and I feel like that's what kind of gave me the competitive edge to just have that last little bit at the end each time, and so I think that's kind of where I did well in the
Mhm.
fight.
Now, I do understand you got into MMA, I guess, a little bit later than some people are nowadays. Tell me a little bit about, I guess, how you evolved since you started training mixed martial arts. I heard the story about how you got into it, but how do you feel like you've really benefited from training with all the killers that you do on a day-to-day basis?
Um, I mean it's tough, obviously, day in and day out, like 2, 3 practices a day, every single day. Like my life is completely different. Before I was like working and then like hanging out with my friends on the weekends, like just a regular life. And now it's like completely different. Like my whole life is just about fighting. Like when I go before I go to bed, it's like, okay, what do I have for practice tomorrow? Do I have to get my meals ready? Do I have to get my drinks ready? Like, just my life is only training, only fighting. That's it, nothing else.
Now that you're still an undefeated mixed martial artist as a professional, but you never lost as an amateur either. Do you feel now that this is kind of like your life, that you walk around on a day-to-day basis with maybe a little bit more swag, like you hold your shoulders up a little bit more high because of, you know, just how good you are inside the cage? And I mean, that's just going to be a pretty good feeling as a human being in general, to know that you know, you can impose your will on someone else if you have to.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice, but I don't really think of that. Honestly, I get like humbled in the room every single day. So even like a good day when I'm feeling good and stuff, then I'll go home and I'm like, yeah, I'm the best. But then next practice, it's something that I'm not good at, and that's what I'm working on. But then the next week I get it, and then I feel good again, but then I'm back down because there's something else to work on. It's always never ending.
Yeah, and you've got a lot of great training partners around you. I know you train with Randa Marcos, Jojo Calderwood as well. Who have been your main training partners for this particular camp, getting ready for Christina?
Well, yeah, as you said, I did go down to Vegas. So I was there. So I was like fortunate to work with some of the girls down there, like especially Jojo and Roxanne. So that was awesome. But then while I'm here, like my main man Tishay, he's my main training partner. He's fighting on the same card. He's like the smallest guy in the room. But as well as him, I have like my girl Lindsay Garbat. So she's at Parabellum, and so I cross train there, and so it's awesome working with her. And yeah, just that all the guys they work with me. They work really well.
That's great to hear. Now, this will be your third fight as a professional. Your first two fights have been in the States, Massachusetts and Pittsburgh. This time it's in Canada. How excited are you?
Oh, I can't be more excited. Like my friends and family haven't really been able to come to too many of my fights just because they've been so far. And so this is the first one. The venue is like 10 minutes from my house. It's awesome. I can't wait. It's going to be like a monumental day and night.
How many tickets have you sold? Are you expecting to have quite a big following there supporting you come fight night?
Yeah, I should. I mean, I've already sold a good amount, but like you know how it is, as it gets closer and closer, you sell more and more. Week of, that's when most tickets will be sold. So I can't wait. It's gonna be so good.
Now, obviously, this is going to be, as I mentioned earlier, your third fight. You clearly are evolving as a mixed martial artist. Going into this fight against Christina, is there something that you want to go out there and I guess not prove to yourself or anyone else that's going to be in attendance that night, but just, is there a statement that you want to go out and make, like an emphatic first round finish, or is that something that you don't really think about at this point in your career? You just want to go out there and maybe log some cage time, fight your fight, and just whatever happens, happens?
Yeah, pretty much. For like this particular opponent, then I kind of have like the freedom to take it where I want. So wherever I'm feeling comfortable, that's where I'm gonna go. Um, been working like a lot of elbows lately, so might be dropping a couple of those. And but yeah, we'll see. I'm down to like fight wherever.
She's 2-2 as a pro. Both of her wins are via decision. She's been finished in both of her losses. Do you feel like this matchup is kind of tailor made for you to go in there and get an emphatic win?
Yeah, I think so. I'm always looking for the finish, regardless of who the opponent is. But yeah, this one in particular, that she has been finished before, so she can be broken, which is nice because I like breaking people. But I mean, we'll see. She could be tough as nails. Like I thought Kylie could be finished, but there is no way that girl's being finished. So we'll see.
Well, you seem like a very humble person, so I'm not going to ask you to channel your inner Conor McGregor and give me some trash talk for a fight finish prediction here. But I do want to ask just about your goals in mixed martial arts. You're still early in your pro career. Do you plan on just getting a few more fights before maybe jumping to I don't know, bigger competition like a Contender Series, Bellator, UFC? Like, where is your head at, and what do you hope you can accomplish in 2020?
Um, well, I mean, I'd like to fight for a title. That'd be awesome. In addition, I'll take any opportunity that really presents itself as long as it's good for the career. I'm hoping like Contender Series, or if the UFC will call maybe some type of short notice. We'll see.
So obviously you jump all over that. Your coaches and your management team feel like right now they're comfortable enough saying that, yes, if you get that short notice call, they're going to take it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, we've had this conversation a couple times now, and yeah, hopefully keeping my weight down. Like whenever UFCs like are in Canada, I always make sure I'm dropping my weight down just in case, just in case.
Very cool. Well, I can't wait to see you on the big stage one day. Maybe sometime soon I can make it to Canada to see you fight. Pleasure having you on the show. Before I let you go, anyone you want to thank or any social media that you like to plug, the floor is yours.
Of course, my Instagram is Jasmine Jasudavicius, and of course, I like to thank my coaches and my gyms, both Parabellum MMA and Niagara Top Team. And the biggest thanks to my sponsors. They're the ones that provide everything so that I'm able to actually live this life and pursue my dreams. And thank you to my manager, Matt Dodge, and thank you for having me.
Hey, it's my pleasure. Best of luck this last couple weeks before the fight starts, and hopefully we'll be talking again soon.
For sure.